Alright, playing some blue-white lands in standard. Actually, can't approach, but we have only blue-white lands. We can cycle. Is that an argument for keeping this hand? I don't think so. We just have no action. Oh, God. The nightmare, the nightmare. 7 land into 0 land. Alright. We'll try this horrible hand. Oh, boy. Dorn Pouncer, I think, has to go to the bottom. Lands, I think, are still what we're looking for. Oh, yikes. Well, maybe if Fumigate is really good, we might have a slight chance. Gonna depend on the matchup. It's gotta be a good Fumigate matchup, or we just do nothing. At least we can start cycling castouts, I guess. That's something. What are the odds? 7 lands into 0 lands. Tune with Ether. Could be literally anything. Actually, I'm guessing this is Temur Energy. Was gonna say Pummeler, but now that our opponent got an island, Temur Energy is more likely. Alright, cycle a cast out. Well, there's a land. Ooh. Well, let's play farmland. And we can get down Gideon next turn. Perhaps. Island for our opponent. And Rogue Refiner. Yeah, we're still going to cycle cast out into more cast outs. There's a land. So run out Glacial Fortress. Get down Gideon. Start preventing Rogue Refiner damage. Pass the turn. Ether Hub for our opponent. Settle the Wreckage would actually be a sweet draw, because that deals with a Glory Bringer coming down to kill our Gideon next turn. I guess we could maybe cast out it. I guess that does too. Well, take up on Refiner, play an island, pass the turn. Well, if our opponent Glory Bringers, we gotta cast out. Opponent doing nothing. Okay. Well, then I guess we do nothing too. Approach. Well, considering we mulled to 5, I think both of us doing nothing probably actually favors us. And we're the one with approach in our deck. Opponent finds a tap land. I mean, at least this is giving us a chance to get some counters on Gideon, so it doesn't just immediately die to a Glory Bringer. So at this point, in theory, we could just take the hit from Glory Bringer and then Fumigate. Still not sure that that's better than cast out. It would let us save our cast out for like a Chandra or something. Rona, Chandra, Scarab God. Or maybe our opponent just has literal nothing going on. Well, keep ticking up. I guess we might as well play Sacred Cat. I guess we could have played it last turn. Even if we end up fumigating, we can always embalm it. I don't think it does much here, but it chump blocks. Opponent glimmers. Yep. Top and top. Likes them both. Alright. Another land for our opponent. So maybe this is a Gear Hulk deck? Oh. Dynavolt Tower. Yeah, this is different than what we thought our opponent was playing. I think we're going to cast out here. And if our opponent counters... Alright. So cast out Dynavolt Tower. Opponent hits Gideon. Yep. Spends some energy. Interesting. Have not seen this exact build of Temur Energy recently. Kind of feels old school. Take up on Rogue Refiner. Play the island. Let's pass. Well, yeah, actually, this is copy 1 of Approach. Let's cast Approach. I mean, we still get the cast trigger, even if our opponent counters it. Alright, resolves up to 7. And now the countdown is on. 7 more turns. And that's assuming we don't find Champion of Wits or anything. What is our opponent's deck? Are they literally discarding hand size here? Wow. Discards Essence Scatter. Well, take up on Rogue Refiner. Still not really interested in 1-for-1ing this Rogue Refiner with Fumigate. Is it Torrential time? It's Torrential time. Gets back Glimmer. Well, next turn we probably start Fumigating and hope that one of them resolves. They might not have that many real counters in their main deck. It might be mostly Essence Scatters. I don't know. They probably have Disallows. Seems possible. Tap land for our opponent. Gets in with Gear Hulk. Kills Sacred Cat. Yup. Gideon down to 2. Opponent passes. Well, take up on Torrential. Play the Plains. Fumigate. And we might as well get back Sacred Cat. Pass the turn. So, problem temporarily dealt with. Our opponent must not have real counters. I think that would be counter-worthy. Unless they're really just saving them for the approach on the way back. It's also true that we don't have real counters, so it's not like we can really fight a battle over approach. We just gotta kind of cast it and hope. Champion of Wits would be a sweet draw. Alright. Hour of Devastation. Champion of Wits might actually be our best draw. Opponents discarding the hand size again. Another Essence Scatter. Champion? Alright. Pass the turn. Our last cast out, I guess, is not the worst draw. Another Ether Hub for our opponent. Rogue Refiner. Draws a card. And passes. I guess we run Caracal out there. Sweet. Resolves. I don't think we can win with cats, but... Opponent has a Braid. Our opponent has to have approximately 1 billion removal spells in hand. Give or take. Because they're to the point where they're discarding Essence Scatters. They just have to be overloaded on removal. Definitely going to double block here. If our opponent wants to blow us out with a removal spell, we're pretty fine with that, actually. Alright, Cat's trade with Rogue Refiner. I guess that was a pretty good Caracal. Another Tower. Thankfully, we're at 31. So it's a minute before that's actually going to kill us. Ooh, that's a draw we were looking for. Champion of Wits. Discard, Fumigate, Fumigate. Play Glacial Fortress. Pass the turn. Now I think what we want to do is pressure our opponent at the end of their turn with Cast Out on Dynavolt Tower. Alright. I guess we just have to do it now. I mean, if they're just going to tap down, we might as well. Oh, come on, kill Champion. Alright, down to 28. We're officially out of Cast Outs because we cycled the other two. Well, I gotta say, for being a Mull to 5, we've put up a pretty good fight. We actually have the win in hand if it resolves. Problem is our opponent knows we have the win in hand, which means it's not very likely to actually resolve. That's one of the weird things about this deck, is in place of where we'd have like negates and so forth, this allows, we're playing cats, which gives us an interesting line of attack that other approach decks don't have, but makes it harder to approach people in control matchups. Like, I don't think we can just cast this. The odds of it resolving are so small. Our opponent's got 7 cards in hand. They've glimmered, I don't even know, approximately 1 million times. I think 3? Regardless, they have to have an answer to this. And they know it's in our hand because of Champion of Wits, and we already cast it once. So our opponent knows it's coming. I guess we could just place a bet that they don't have it, but I don't know how you can play this deck without having some counter to approach. Well, let's get in with Champion of Wits. So I think a better plan is to try to pressure our opponent with creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're nowhere near double approach. We haven't seen a real counter yet. Oh, there's no chance. Opponent probably has Torrential. Do we just call their bluff? How does this approach? So how does this get better? Like, how can we possibly? We get so much mana, we can like Caracal and approach in the same turn. We don't have counters to draw into. You know what? I think we do it. If you got a counter, you got a counter. It's not like we have counters to draw into, so I'm expecting our opponent has an answer, but I mean, maybe they don't have it. You never know. Is this Glimmer 4? Opponent censors. Okay. Are we going to get, like, triple censored? I guess triple censor would be a reason to wait. In theory. No way. No way. Not triple force spike. If you just counter it, that's fine, but... So if we waited for 1 more mana, this... Ah! They didn't have it! Wow! Alright, I'm glad we cast the approach. The blind approach actually worked pretty well there. Alright, Temur Tower, infinite removal, super obnoxious. What are we going down? Are we trying to just... Oh, they're going to have so many counters to approach now. Is this a matchup where we can jank them out in a unique way? We can bring in, like... Do we go tokens? Is this token matchup? Sunscourge Champions negates Anointed Processions. Go down the sweepers. Go down the sweepers. Go up the negates. I guess we could go down Walking Ballistas. Go up Anointed Processions. Sunscourge Champions. Maybe we just take Approach out of our deck, period. Bring in Forsake the Worldlies. Wow. No Approach. Full on jank tokens. Alright, full on jank tokens. Because I assume after losing to Approach, I'm assuming our opponent's going to sideboard in a bunch of negates to fight Approach. So maybe we can sort of level our opponent by taking out our Approaches that just won us the game. Ugh. So many ugly islands. Can we even keep this? It's pretty bad. We do have an Anointed Procession, though. Yeah, let's mulligan. Ugh. Okay. Ew, Lord Almighty. Alright. Well, I guess we should have kept the 4-island hand. So we probably aren't doing anything for the foreseeable future. Tune with Ether for our opponent. Gets a mountain. And passes. Well, island go. Yeah, not feeling super confident about this hand working out. Mountain for our opponent. Pretty mountain. Alright, Scavenger Grounds go. I guess Negate is kind of a good card here. We will counter a tower. Yeah, I mean, no thank you. Opponent passes. Land? Champion is good, but pass the turn. Things are grim. Yep, that's bad. Down to 18. Come on, lands! Lands, sacred cats. Alright. If we don't just draw planes, and our opponent has nothing, we're going to lose to Chandra Ultimate, which is no dealing with that. Opponent gets in a tune. A tune's for land. Well, we went on the mull to 5. Maybe we should keep the approaches in. I don't know. Opponent passes. Well, there's a land. So I guess we can run out Championowitz. Opponent's got Censor. Yikes. Well, untap land, opponent no counter, or we scoop it up to Chandra Ultimate. Another land for our opponent. They have enough mana they can actually Gear Hulk Censor if we draw land. Well, there's a land. Well, the moment of truth has arrived. Does our opponent have a counter? Or a Gear Hulk for a counter? They do. Yup. You got us. There's no sense in playing against Chandra Ultimate. There's no beating that. Especially from where we're at. Is this a horrible plan? I think we're sticking with it. We're sticking with the token plan. It very well could be completely wrong, but we're gonna try it. Alright, we get to play first. Okay. This is a somewhat real hand. At least we can cast our stuff, and we're keeping 7 for the first time this match, so can't complain about that. Planes go. Getting down Anointed Procession would be pretty excellent. Island for our opponent, and passes. Well, island, strategic planning. Opponent's opting. I think we just look for a land here, most likely. Yeah, take the plains. Sacred Cat's actually better in our graveyard, assuming we get down Anointed Procession. So now I think we just pressure our... Oh, tap land. Tap land means Gideon's coming down. That's a way to pressure the opponent. Gideon. Prevent the island damage. Opponent opts. We might actually just start beating down with Gideon. Try to close out the game that way. That puts our opponent under a lot of pressure. If they have tower, we can exile it. There's tower. Yeah, I think we just have to exile it. And start beating down with Gids. Little Gids. Hit our opponent for 4. Play the plains. Pass the turn. It would have been nice to get down Anointed Procession while our opponent's tapped out, but seems like that's better. Ether Hub for our opponent. And Bristling Hydra. Ugh. Land? So we're going to tick up on Bristling Hydra. If our opponent wants to give it hexproof, they risk getting cast out, so they probably shouldn't. They do not. So play Chef at Dunes. Get down Anointed Procession. Gotcha. Double up Sacred Cat. Pass the turn. Oh, did our leveling sideboard plan work? Opponent attunes. Yep. Plays a mountain. Chandra Torch of Defiance. Gets a Spire Bluff. What do we draw? A Plains. Well, play the Plains. Run out Caracal. Make a bunch of cats. Opponent needs a sweeper now. So what if we attack everything at Chandra? Chandra takes 4 and they block Gideon? I think we do that. I think that's got to be our play. If they block a cat token to kill it, then Chandra dies. So everything at Chandra. Yeah, opponent pumps. Opponent pumps. So we also run them out of energy, which is nice. Unless our opponent has a sweeper. That's where things go wrong, is if they have a sweeper. If they don't have a sweeper, we're pretty close to closing out this game. Opponent has an island. And actually, Hour of Devastation kills our opponent. Opponent hits a land off Chandra. Pings Gideon. And passes? Whew. Okay. We draw an island. Well, play the land. Turn on Gideon. Go attacking. Everything at our opponent, I think? Actually, let's send 3 cats at Chandra. 3 at Chandra, the rest at our opponent. This should kill Chandra even through a removal spell on Caracal. If our opponent's on Gear Hulk, we can just forsake it. There's Gear Hulk. So let our opponent opt first. Opponent opts. Now we forsake Gear Hulk. Opponent put the card to the bottom too. Man, this cat plan might be working. Chandra down. Opponent to 8. Run out Sunscourge Champion. Pass the turn. And our opponent, sweeper or bust. They need the sweeper. Or our sideboard Anointed Procession plan is going to steal this. Uh-oh, tapping mana. Did they find it? Dynavol. Dynavol has 0 energy. Plays a tap land. I mean, we're definitely slamming everything at our opponent. Oh my god. Turn on Gideon. Everything at our opponent. Leave up Sheffet Dunes. I think leaving up Sheffet Dunes is better than Caracal, because if things somehow go wrong and our opponent's able to survive and find a sweeper, then Caracal gives us a really good follow-up. And our opponent scoops it up! Sideboard plan worked to perfection, taking out the Approach of the Second Sons and cat token beatdown. Sweet. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, take a second and click that like button down below. It's a great way to help support the channel for free. And you can find the next video in the playlist right here.